Hello, guys. Welcome to another edition of Pink Sock Podcast. Today, we have a lovely guest, Witchgrinder, joining us. So stay tuned, and we will have him on here very shortly.
After this break.
And without further ado, what's going on? Okay, my computer just went black screen, whatever. Guys, here is Travis of Witchgrinder. How you doing, brother?
Very good, dudes. Thanks for having me.
Oh my God. Gorak told me he saw you guys opening for Static X and Soil, and you guys kicked some serious dick.
Yeah, well, we hope we did.
Like you guys fucking rock. I love the whole industrial thrash metal sound. Like you don't hear that a whole lot often.
Yeah, well, me and the guitarist are right into that stuff. Like, we're a bit older than the other boys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're right into our thrash metal, so incorporating the industrial stuff with it was something that we used to hear back in the 90s that they'd play with a lot. So like with Fear Factory remixes and things like that.
You guys sound a lot like the older industrial bands, but you also sound like a mixture of like the older thrash bands, and that's why I love you guys, because you're original. You're not You're not mimicking anybody. You're taking a lot of the influences of those bands and making it your own thing. And that's what I love about you guys. But what made you decide that you wanted to get into music? Like, why music?
Music. I've been into music since I was a kid. I think AC/DC got me into music. That's how long ago it was. I remember getting into my dad's record collection and listening to all that. And I think he started there was like Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden, all those kind of bands, and I loved the covers. I thought the Iron Maiden ones were awesome. But he introduced me to Angus Young, and I just thought he was the coolest little dude, like running around with that guitar. So, and I was short, so I was like, I kind of want to do that. But then I got straight into Metallica and Pantera, and then the rest is history.
You jumped in heavy, quick, didn't you?
That was like similar like me, but it wasn't AC/DC though. It was Alice Cooper and Kiss.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. There was an Alice Cooper one in there. I think it was Welcome to My Nightmare.
Oh, that's such a good fucking album.
Yeah, I think that's where I got the horror stuff from that we use. We use a bit of horror, so Alice Cooper's definitely one of the influences.
I love the horror theme shit too. Like Witchgrinder, when I first heard it, I thought Gorak was telling me about a new horror movie. Like,
yeah.
It sounds like the new Evil Dead, like Witchgrinder.
Yeah.
God damn, sequel.
How did you guys come up with the name? Not to sound cliche with my questions, but
we had a page of about 50 or 100 band names. And I think we recorded a demo. We had a few songs, so we just went and done a demo, and we wanted a band name for it. And I think we just kind of looked at the sheet and we just put two of the names together that ended up being Witchgrinder. And then we went, well, we want one word, because we were kind of looking at, as you said, the whole thrash thing, and we loved Rammstein and all that, like trying to incorporate a bunch of all these bands that we loved. They all kind of seem to have one name. So we're like, if we call it Witchgrinder, we want it one word. And I mean, even if you look at the logo, it's got that Metallica and Megadeth and Pantera. It's got that kind of vibe to it. So we wanted to keep it this industrial thing. We also wanted to keep it that old thrash, like 80s and 90s kind of thrash.
You succeeded. You succeeded at that.
Yeah, I think we we wanted to do it different, but we kind of wanted where we thought that where that could have went today.
Like some of your songs I noticed sounds very much like it could have came out from 80s thrash, and then you have other songs that sounds like it's modernized thrash metal with industrial mix, and that's what I really love about it. And you guys have opened for a lot of people. I've noticed you guys opened for Ghost, Saliva, Pain, Drowning Pool, Parman 5000, Static X. What's it like being at that level where you're able to open for bands that you looked up to or that you enjoy?
It always weirds me out when we get the phone call or the email. Because a lot of those bands are the bands that we were thinking about when we started the band, and to write the music, we were listening to all those bands. So to get to do it is just it's something else. I can't explain it, and it's like
it's like you can't explain it until you experience it that way.
Sorry, what was that?
It's kind of like you can't really explain it until to someone till they can experience the same thing as well if they're in a band.
Yeah, it's kind of like people wait for these bands to come out to Australia. Mm-hmm. And even their excitement of just getting to see that band amplified by I don't know how much, because we're getting to see these bands that we love so much, but we're also getting to share the stage. We're getting to get off after it. We get to have a drink with them. Well, if they drink alcohol, but we get to have a chat with them. It's so cool, man. It's a great experience. I don't know what comes better.
That's so fucking amazing.
It makes it worth it.
I found it very interesting though, like you opened for Ghost and Saliva, because those two bands, they're not necessarily heavy.
No, well, Ghost is the most weirdest one for us, as in I knew who Ghost were, but I did not know they were in Australia at the time. I had we weren't, I don't think we were playing shows at the time. We were having we were in the studio, and I just got a phone call, and the promoter, they were out for the Big Day Out, which was a massive festival back then in 2014 that would run every year, but this was so they'd done a few side shows. But I got a phone call off someone who worked for the Big Day Out saying, "Hi, Witchgrinder okay to play with Ghost tomorrow night and the next night, in Sydney, and the next night in Queensland." And I kind of thought it was a joke to start with, and I was like, "Oh, who are you again?" And he told me his name again, and I thought that does sound familiar. And I said, "So you're meaning Ghost the band?" And he's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay." I said, "Yeah, we'd love to do it." And I said, "Do you know why?" Because I had no idea. I said, "Do you know why?" And he goes, "I don't know. They asked you." And I said, "Oh, that's so weird." And he goes, "Yeah." And the guy said to me on the phone, he goes, "Yeah, I thought it was weird too, because I've never heard of you either." So that was the big one.
It must have been the name. It would have to be the name.
I found out later the guy who was driving them around, the tour manager for them, had our album playing in the bus that they were all on.
Oh, nice.
And they listened to it and said, because I think they had a list of bands to choose from, and they asked who they were listening to, and he said, "Oh, you're listening to a local band, Witchgrinder," and they said, "We want these guys on our side shows."
Fuck
Doesn't that make you wonder?
One of them said it. Someone said it, and that guy said, "Yeah, we'll make it happen." So
probably Tobias Ford said it.
It was crazy, man, because we were on the road the next day with them.
Doesn't that make you wonder? Doesn't it make you wonder who the hell gave him the album?
I don't know.
Like, how'd you find out about? That'd be me in my mind. I'm like, how the hell did you find out about me?
Probably maybe somebody was handing out just fucking CDs at a festival gig somewhere, maybe, or
could have been anything.
Yeah, but who cares? Yeah. Your music's out there, man.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
got it.
Right place, right time. I think that's how most things happen anyway,
So, guys,
especially with music.
before we continue this conversation, sorry to interrupt you. You can find Witchgrinder at witchgrinder.com. Witchgrinder.com. You can find all their socials on there and everything else. I wanted to let everybody know where to find you whenever they find this. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button. So, out of all the bands that you've listed there that you've looked up to, if you had to form a Mount Rushmore of metal or rock, who would be on it?
Of the bands that we've played with or that we want to?
Any musician. I'm putting you on the fucking spot.
And you know it's early
no,
hours in the morning too.
I know my answer straight away of a band that I'd want to play with, and I kind of think it'd be a bit obvious to a lot of people, but it's Metallica.
Fucking Metallica.
Without a doubt, I would love to meet Metallica. I feel like they'd. Sorry, I feel like they'd. They seem like they treat their support bands great.
Mhm.
It seems like they're seem very focused at the moment, so that's why I'd like to meet them. And I mean, what a show you'd be playing with them. Like, have you seen the arenas?
Yeah.
Also,
Have you seen the new Snake Pit
Yeah.
stage?
Yeah.
Somewhere in Europe, I think it was, in like France or somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but like, dude, it is massive compared to what it was like, late 80s, early 90s or whatever it was.
Yeah.
This thing is fucking huge.
Metallica's fucking like one of them like big bands. Like when it comes to like stadium shows, they put on like a spectacle, kind of like Kiss used to. Well, they still do, but like they're kind of like the modern Kiss in a way, but I think more talented. But they don't.
I'm sorry, but you are correct. They are a lot more talented than Kiss.
Yeah, and Kiss.
Although Kiss is more talented than Motley Crue now. I'm just saying.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Metallica comparing to Kiss, and I was a bit like, here we go.
Well, no, I was saying that like when it comes to stadium shows, not musically, but like stadium shows, they put on a spectacle, kind of like what Kiss would have.
Yes. Yeah.
And except they don't lip sync, allegedly. Allegedly, I said. So what is the worst thing you've experienced at a show? You've opened for all kinds of people. You probably had all kinds of crazy shit happen. What's the worst or craziest thing you've experienced at a show? Before, after, or during?
Man, there's a lot of crazy things we've experienced. Like, I mean, things go wrong on stage. That can be, you know, if something goes really wrong, and then the next thing does, and the next thing, and the next thing to be cut. Fights in crowds, like, kind of gets out of our control. We need to stop, like stuff like that. I can't think of anything crazy or the worst to ever happen to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I did. The first thing that comes to mind now when I think is after COVID, we played our first show back, and we were really excited. It was a headlining show for us. We were playing in our own city. People still weren't quite used to what was going on. You know, like everyone was a little bit nervous being out. Mm-hmm. I think the start, they were understaffed. There was no real security, and we were the second song in, and a guy dislocated his knee.
Oh.
And just in the middle of the pit. So we could see out this big wall of people, but then just this massive hole like in the middle. So we knew something had happened and someone had gone down. So we stopped the show, and we told everyone we wanted to know what it was going on. We told, people to clear up a bit, and they did, but they didn't. So it took probably about 10 minutes until someone came up and told us that someone had dislocated their leg, and we had to wait until he could get carried off because no one could move him.
Oh my God.
So we went out the back, and then we came out about 15 minutes later. They said they're still trying. Then it was 20 minutes later, and then they just said we had to stop the show. We couldn't. We had to send everyone home. So that was, yeah, look, the guy was not, like, I went out to see him after everyone had moved, and his leg was completely, like I'm trying to get in the camera, but just completely the opposite way. So I think, yeah, trying to think of bad things that have happened, I think that was pretty bad. Like that kid, I've never heard from him since. We gave him I remember giving him a shirt and a CD on his way into the ambulance and saying sorry it happened at our show. But not only that, like all the people who were at the show were all still standing at the front. They were upset and angry that we didn't go on, that we couldn't get him off the floor. You know, so we were getting a lot of things yelled at us. But I mean, most of the crowd were cool.
Mm-hmm.
They understood, but there was a bunch of people pretty pissed off. You know.
Well, like, people need to understand, and actually I'm glad they stopped the show though, because I've seen shows where people get hurt and the bands just ignore it. Like,
yeah. Well,
like,
we're the ones who stopped it, man. There was, like I said, there was no security, there didn't seem to be.
fuck.
And no one was really listening, so we just stopped it, and then we just spoke to the staff. So, you know, I said this is straight after COVID. People still didn't really know what was going on. They didn't know how close you were allowed to be to each other, and you know. So yeah, we made the call.
And people talk bad about metal and violent mosh pits and shit, but these kind of things, shows stopping, people taking care of one another, mostly happens at metal shows. I saw what was that? It was like a rap show where like people were being like killed damn near and drugged up and hurt, and the singer just kept singing while looking at people.
Yeah, that was Travis Scott.
Yeah, and he told them to flip off the ambulance and everything else. I'm like, if that was at most metal shows, the show would have been over before the ambulance showed up.
The worst thing as well, that was broadcasted live.
Yeah, and it was broadcasted live, and they actually didn't show the ambulance or anything. They were just showing the stage.
Yeah, I read about that, but like, once again, that's not my kind of music. But I heard he'd done things like that before, so
he's gotten in trouble before, I've heard.
Yeah, before, just thinking about, I mean, some people don't think when they're up there. I mean, you do get into a headset, like where you know, there's so much energy and whatever's going on up there, you're not too concerned. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the first thing that comes to my head, if I see it, like, you want to stop it. You want people to have fun. Like, we're up there, we're making eye contact with the crowd. That's part of our job, you know. We want to have fun, and we want them to have fun, because then we feed. It's like a circle, you know. Well, see, they make more noise, we make more noise. They go harder, we go harder.
You can claim negligence when it comes to shit like that, but when an ambulance shows up and you tell the people to flip it off, then you're not. You know what the fuck is going on. That is not cool at all. Now, if you didn't choose the music path, what career would you have chose?
I'd probably be dead.
That is the most honest, brutal answer I've ever found.
That was a very quick answer as well.
I'd just be dead. I'd be dead somewhere.
Well, the first thing I thought about was just I don't know, if I didn't have music, I'd probably be on drugs, and then I just quickly thought, well, I'd be dead.
I mean, that is fair. I see you guys play Call of Duty Zombies. You guys play any other games? Yeah,
we do. Look, that's only half the band there. We play with another a friend's band from the top of Australia, like Sydney and Queensland. They live. There's a bunch of bands. One called Our Last Enemy that we've toured with a bunch. And years ago, they spoke to me. I hadn't played games since, you know, Mario Brothers and things like that, you know, way back in the day. And they were like, man, you've got to get onto Call of Duty and, you know, Halo and all these games, and wear the headset and we can talk about music the whole time. So, yeah, a year or two ago, I jumped on with them, and it's been great because, we pretty much just play a bit brain dead against zombies or whatever, or some kind of shooting game, and we talk about music the whole time.
I'm shit at games like that. I tried playing, and like you, I'm more Mario Brothers and like Nintendo 64 and shit. I can play that all day. But the modern games, I can't do any shooting games. I played Left 4 Dead. I don't know if you've ever played that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I
took a break from COD because like there was so many dickheads online.
Well, that's why we usually are in our own group.
Yeah. Well, on PlayStation or Xbox?
A lot of us have Xboxes. I think
Yes.
One of the boys is on PC, so he can join the Xbox group. So we just kind of we've got our own group. We don't usually jump on and play with other players because we realize we're screaming at some 10-year-old or
dude,
telling us that he slept with our mum or something. We're getting angry, going, you didn't.
Dude, you know how many times I've been kicked off? You know how many times I got kicked off from fucking COD for saying good game?
GG's.
Yeah. I say it to piss people off. I'm like, yeah, good game. Or sometimes I when I like chat and sometimes like I talk shit as well. And sometimes I say stuff that I didn't mean it. And when I keep getting fucking killed, I'll be like, you fucking cheater. Then he boots me off.
Yep.
Call people.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, relax. It's just a fucking game. Like,
yeah. No, I've been recorded for just killing people, like in the game, and then they report me and like and then they're writing to me so I'm a dick and things like that, and I'm just like, it doesn't really worry me because that's an escape, like my music, so I kind of make a goal for myself. If I sit down and write so much of a song, or I get the guitars done for a song or some lyrics, whatever, I get to after it. That's when I get to jump on and play my games with my friends.
Yeah,
kind of like a little kid. Like you get to play your video games after you clean your room. Only because I can get lost. I can get very lost. Like, see, some nights I'll get lost in the music and I won't even be thinking about something like that. And that's my good days.
Mm-hmm.
But because I've been doing it for so long, I do like to jump off and relax, and jump on with
your head for
guys and have some games. So that's like my little treat at the end of the night.
See, it's always nice to have a hobby like that instead of like most people they switch to their demons and everything else. You pretty much found another addiction in a way with games,
Yep.
which is great. That's what you got to do. That's like with Alice Cooper with golf.
Yeah.
But I saw you guys are working on something to get kind of back to the music a little bit. You guys are working on a new album.
We sure are. That's where I'm actually in the country at the moment. My father's working on some finishing touches for the album.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Any word on when we will get that?
Well, the studio had to change dates. They've had to change it twice now, which is not a huge deal because it gives us longer to perfect some of the songs. I believe mid-July it'll be finished.
Nice.
So but that doesn't mean it kind of has to be finished before we can even think about a release date. We've been talking to some labels, but they want to hear a bunch from it. So, yeah, we don't really have a set date, but it'll be out this year, 100%. We're not going to make people wait any longer. It's been a long time since our last album was 2015. We have had EPs and singles out and other little things, but not a full release.
I can't wait to hear it. I cannot wait to hear it. Me and Gorak are actually going to be reviewing it because we do a little reacts channel. So we do plan on reviewing it for you guys. We're not going to be too harsh. Just kidding.
No, go for it. I'm really excited about it. So I kind of want to hear what everyone else thinks. I want their honest opinion. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I won't sit and cry.
So far, you guys have not let us down. So I will let you know that. By the way, guys, a little bit of a advertisement. Pink Sock Podcast does have a merch shop now, and you can get your official Live Long Rock Hard t-shirts now at allmylinks.com/pinksockpodcast. You can also buy
faces on a t-shirt as well.
Yeah, we got faces on T-shirts. I've got swim trunks with my face on it, and Witchgrinder. And Witchgrinder has their own merch shop too at witchgrinder.com. Sorry, I had to do a little bit of self
That's good.
self advertising.
We've all got to hustle.
We all got a side hustle. Some of us sell. Never mind. So, what else is in store for Witchgrinder other than a new album? You guys got any new shows coming up, or are you guys taking a break after touring?
We have a show booked, a local show in September. I can't give too many details, but it's something that I've wanted to play for a long time. And we got the offer for that. They run it yearly. I think that'll be announced in the next couple of weeks for sure. So that's the only show we do have booked, but we do know that once the album is finished, before the end of the year, we'll set an Australian tour. So that'll look like towards the end of the year, around or even January when it's like summer, people are out partying. We'll do our Australian tour. We know a couple of bands that are coming out from the States that we might be able to jump on with.
Fuck yeah.
And next year is just fully concentrated on overseas. I know Europe is getting spoken about a lot. America, we really want to go to. Canada. And I think that's our plan for next year, man. We need to hit overseas, and we want to keep it. We're trying to do it right, so we don't go over there and just play and come back, and then they never get to see us again. Yeah, it was like, oh, cool. That was a fun holiday. We want to have it planned so we can go over, we can come back, we can play, we can head back over, we come back and play, head back over. You know, while we're riding and doing all that, we want to make that a thing for the next few years. There's a lot more going to the plan, but that's me trying to say it as simple as I can.
I'd love to see you guys in the States. I would love to see you guys in the States.
Trust me, you'll love them.
I mean, as you said, you know, the list of bands that we've got in our catalog that we've opened for, or you know, it's a massive, impressive list, and we've reached out to a lot of them this year, and they all just say, just let us know when the album's out. We'll see what we can do. So we've got an agent now, so he's kind of half an agent. He says he's doing his job, but it's mostly me working my ass off.
I thought he was missing his legs or something when he said half an agent.
Yeah, half an agent. Yeah, he's just got his head and his hands there doing the typing. No, so we're getting very looked after. Like we've been around for a long time, so we know who to trust and who not to trust, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're just waiting to see what happens, and it's all looking good. Like I can see the line, and I can see what's coming, and to me it looks very, very impressive.
Bro,
it's a bit of a dream for me, because you know I'm getting it, like, you know, we're all getting older, so I just need to get out there and do this.
Bro, I'm proud of you for going out and doing it. A lot of people don't chase their passions due to like anxiety or whatever. So I'm very proud of you for doing that. And I'm also proud of everything you've achieved. If you come near the Pittsburgh, PA area, or Columbus, Ohio, or anywhere around there, I will gladly come see you guys.
Cool, man.
I'm part of that coastal area. I'm sure you guys probably want to go more towards California and shit, because that's where it's at.
We honestly don't know. I've never been to America, so I wouldn't know. I just, you know, we'll try and play as many shows or as many places as we can. But I mean, if it's a short tour to start with, we don't mind. Mm-hmm. Once we've been there, we'll know more what is expected and what we're meant to do. But it'll be all new territory. Like we've toured Japan.
Oh, that would have been huge.
That's it. It was huge. It was great.
Huge.
Yeah, but we've never been to Europe and we've never been to America, so we know this is the right time to be doing it now.
What was Japan like?
Amazing. It's
I've heard.
like just a big kid's toyland or something. I don't know. It's weird there.
I heard
Everything's-
it's odd.
Yeah, it was great fun.
I heard it's really weird too. Like they do everything in a very odd, unusual way. Nothing against it. I think it's awesome, but like I've heard it's a weird change of pace for anyone.
Yeah, they've got their traditions, and yeah, it's look, it was a while ago now, but I know I had a lot of fun. The Japanese people who were at the shows were very, very into it. They were lining up before, outside the doors of the venues before we started. We were just one of the opening bands. It was with Entombed and someone, I can't even remember the other band, but a lot bigger, well-known bands than us. But people would have books and our photos cut out that they'd got from the internet and things and given us presents. They gave us presents like little gift bags and things like that. Like they were super happy that we were over there to play. So
that's what I like about the fans in Japan, and I've noticed the bands and stuff, man. They're so grateful to have music like that playing in their country, and they always greet them respectfully and giving them gifts like what you were saying and shit. But dude, that would have been just an epic experience just to go there and play. Whereabouts did you play?
I can't name them all, but I definitely know we done 2 shows in Tokyo. They were the last 2 nights.
Was it Budokan?
What was that?
Was it Budokan?
No.
Right. That'd be huge if you played there, man.
Yeah. I can't remember the places that we played just off the top of my head, only because it was a little bit long ago, and it is 2:30 in the morning here.
Hey, next time we do
2:30 in the morning, bro.
Next time we do this, because I'd love to have you back on when the album's out. I would absolutely love to have you guys back on when the album's out. The next time we will for sure have it at a later time. So
this is usually fine to me. I've had as I said, that I've been down at my father's riding, and me and my dad like to have a bit to drink. So, I had a bit to drink tonight, and I actually fell asleep on the couch, and my alarm went off, and I'm thinking, why is it going off at this time? And I went, oh, that's right, the podcast.
Yeah.
You're good,
but
brother.
It's cool. I woke straight up, and I feel fine. I'm just a bit,
You seem a little bit like you've been partying a little bit, so I'm gonna try not to take up too much more of your time. But it's a pleasure meeting you, because I absolutely love your music, and I'd love to have you back on when you're
of course.
I'd love
to be back on
when you're a little more sober minded. Guys, go check out Witchgrinder at witchgrinder.com, buddy. I'm going to let you have the floor and promote yourself, promote the band, promote anything coming up that you want to promote.
I think you've kind of already said it. Look, anyone who hasn't checked us out before, jump on the website, just www.witchgrinder.com. It's got all your links there. Follow us on Spotify. That really helps, because the more people that follow you on Spotify gets out, you get on more playlists and things like that. If you like us, and just keep rocking on. Yeah, hopefully we see us all.
And if you don't like Witchgrinder, follow them and annoy your friends with them.
Yeah.
it was a pleasure.
Put us on as a joke to your friends, but still play the song.
Check out this band. See, I love when
they suck.
Have you heard of this game called Witchgrinder?
That does sound like a game.
No,
but it was a pleasure talking to you, brother. I'm gonna let you go so you can get your beauty sleep.
Thanks, man.
Thank you both. You both are from Australia. You both are here very early, so thank you for showing up. And I would love to have you back on if you'd love to have us. If not, I'd still love to have you back on.
Dude, if you ever come down to Wollongong or something, let me know, and I'll try and get out there to the venue where you're playing.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Because we were meant to. We met in Sydney? We said, yeah.
Yeah, it was after the Static X meet and greet, and they ran into you and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were running on the Static X tour, man. As soon as we'd finish, we'd have a couple of drinks backstage, and we'd go straight out to the merch, and try and meet as many people as we could.
Yeah. Which I got that poster up there. It's actually, I got it framed now.
Oh yeah, rad, awesome.
Yeah, that's the one that got autographed by Soil and Static X.
Yeah, wow, cool.
Did you get it? Man. Did you get it signed by Etzel? I mean,
yeah,
the robot.
Yeah, his signature is up there too.
Yeah, Zero was cool, man.
Yeah,
dude, he was awesome live. I have to say, that band is fucking tight as shit.
They've upped their game a lot. Their stage, just the stage shows, Zero coming out in that outfit. Zero's just the cyborg that came out.
Version 2.0.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah,
that was a very fun tour, I must say. This is probably why I'm still tired, man. We went hard.
Fucking kicked her ass, didn't it?
Because their final show was Brisbane, and that was it, wasn't it? And that was them. Like that was it for their tour, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was it for what they done over, and that was it for us as well, because we had to get back in the studio. And the other thing is our drummer lives in Tasmania, which is not in Melbourne, as you'd know, which is you need to fly to the mainland to jam. So we had a massive week because we hadn't seen each other for a month or so. We needed to, obviously rehearse and get prepared for the tour. So we had a massive week before we even started those shows. We were tired before we even got to the first show.
How'd you get a drummer from that far?
He used to live in Melbourne.
Oh, okay.
And we were just really good friends, and we worked out that we could do with things online now. We can do a lot. We can send him songs. He can write his stuff. He can send it back to us. Me and the guitarist do a lot of the writing now. So we still get his input, but then he just usually comes over if we're planning on having a show, or if there's things like the recording, he'll come over and a bit before it and lay his drums down and things like that. But we've already spoken so much about back and forward, so it's not as hard as what you think anymore. With like living in this day and age to do something like that. It isn't too far, to be honest. It's not. I think it's cheaper from where I am in the middle of Victoria. I think it's cheaper for him to come over to Melbourne than what it is for me to get down here in the middle of Victoria. So,
yeah.
I mean, fuck, dude. Flights are cheap from what I've seen. At least,
the ones from Tassie to Melbourne are only around $30 or something, and the train I think from here to Melbourne is like 40 or 50. So it doesn't hurt. And his drums just live at my place. He's got a drum kit in Tassie and a drum kit at my joint. So when he gets there, it's all set up, and he just jumps on and goes for it. So.
Could be worse. You could live in the States where it's like a 2-day flight. I was looking into coming to visit Gorak, and I'm like, that's a 2-day flight, and I've never flown before. That's going to be fun.
You'd be all right, man.
It's like $2,000. I'm like, fuck. But I'll let you go, brother. It was nice chatting with you. Next time, let's talk a little bit about horror, since you're more into like the horror side of things. We can talk about horror movies. See, I was wanting to talk about horror movies and stuff, but I want to talk about the music because I know you're working on a new album.
Yeah.
So next time, let's try to aim for once the album's out, we'll get in touch with you and bring you back on.
Yeah, no worries. And we can definitely get into the horror stuff because that's what I'm working on at the moment is a lot of the lyrics. So I'm watching so many old school horror movies, man, at the moment. Everything.
Before I let you go, then, top 5 favorite horror movies.
Ooh.
I'm not going to be able to do that, man.
My question is... Oh, yes.
Evil Dead.
Yes. Wait, which one? The original or reboot?
See, to be honest, I really, really like the redo as well. But,
Yeah, it took me a while to accept it, but I enjoy it every time I watch it.
No, probably Evil Dead 2, to be honest. So, look, the opening track on our new album is called Dead by Dawn, so that gives you an idea of where we're going with some of this stuff.
Can't wait to hear it, man.
Yeah,
Man,
I'm excited too. I can't wait to hear it.
I got Leatherface in my bed. He's just chilling.
Did you just say you can't wait to hear it?
Yeah.
He's like, it's my album, and I can't even wait to hear it.
Well, because I still haven't heard the final product, So it's like we've wrote the songs, but I want to hear it.
Yeah, you want to actually fucking hear this goddamn thing.
Yeah.
But guys,
he's got 2 more horror movies to answer too.
Oh, he does.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh man, come on! This is
Let's say Harry Potter.
Well,
Shazam, because Shaq can't act. No.
Is Alien considered a horror movie or a sci-fi?
Yeah, sci-fi horror. Yeah.
Sci-fi. Yeah, that's one then. Oh my god. Maybe Nightmare on Elm Street. We'll just say something like that. There's so many, man. I can't do this. You can't put me on the spot like that.
Mike, your turn.
Top 5 horror movies?
Yeah. Go.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Evil Dead.
You're just stealing mine.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Honestly, The Shining.
Yep, great.
Fuck. It gets hard.
Hellraiser?
What?
Hellraiser?
Hellraiser, yeah. The first few was good.
I like the reboot. I thought that was cool.
I never got to see it, so I can't really judge it.
It was a good story.
Yeah, it copped a lot of shit, but it was.
I just didn't think it was dark enough for some reason. Even though there was plenty of gore, I don't know.
As weird as it sounds, I will have to put Devil's Rejects at number 5.
Oh wow, that is good.
anything by Rob Zombie. Yeah.
Yeah, Devil's Rejects is definitely to me he's Rob Zombie's top movie.
It is between that.
Thousand Corpses was great, but
yes.
Then when Devil's Rejects come out, I was like, damn, this is good writing.
Did you watch 3 from Hell?
Yes.
That was Rob Zombie writing that movie on the fly, from what I heard, because Sid Haig was supposed to be the main star.
Yeah, and he passed away. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, fuck. Like, could you imagine what that movie would have been with him?
I know, man.
A completely different story.
Everyone was waiting for a movie with Captain Spaulding back in it because he's such a cool character. But, yeah, unfortunately passed away, so Rob had to just scrap it and rewrite very quick.
So that we have a part 2, next time you come on, we're going to talk about fucking horror movies because...
All right.
You want to hear my top 5 quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go.
Halloween, the original Halloween.
That's
Scream, because that introduced me to horror when I was 12.
Fuck, I forgot to list that.
And I do have Scream because that came up in my head when we were talking. I was like,
I got the Ghostface mask tattooed recently too. It's up on my Instagram. You can go and check it out. So Halloween, Scream, probably go Evil Dead 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original.
Fuck yeah.
And Nightmare, number 5. Again, it's hard to pick, but
we're all pretty. We've all got a few movies the same there, so.
I could have went with Texas Chainsaw 2 because that's very underrated as well.
Oh, the comedy.
Yeah, I got that pillow on my bed. So.
That was great.
Massacre 2 went from being a horror movie to like a black comedy.
But then I could have put Evil Dead Rise up there because that movie was fucking just amazing.
Fucking brilliant.
Man, trust me, like it was so crazy because I was writing all the samples for this Dead by Dawn song, which and having it all around Evil Dead. And then Evil Dead Rise come out, and I went and seen that and went, wow, I've got to up my game on this song because this movie's so good. And people are going to go see this movie and then want to hear a good song about the Evil Dead. So Yeah, that was great. Anyway, I better get going.
All right, brother. It was nice chatting with you. And
it's nice seeing you again, dude.
Stay in touch.
Yep.
We'd love to have you back.
No worries. On. Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Too easy, man.
Too easy, man. See ya. And guys, that was Witchgrinder. Do you need help getting up there? Anyway, that was Witchgrinder. I absolutely love chatting with him. I would
cool dude. A.K.A. Gilby Clark. No.
I would love to have him back on.
You reckon he'll ask Slash and Duff to come in? No,
maybe.
Nah, it's cool dude. Like, I've only chatted to him like after the gig, but it was like 5 minutes or so. But like, this is the longest day.
Well, I kind of feel bad because I know he had been drinking a little bit, and I didn't want to take up too much of his time because.
Nah, it's all good.
But he, incredible. I'd love to have him back on. A great guest, as always. I don't think we've had a bad guest, have we, Grant?
No, not with the 3 years that I've been doing this.
No, I don't think I've had a bad. I've almost had a bad guest. I'm going to talk about that since.
Was that the guy from Grandma's Boy?
I'm not going to get into who it is. We're not going to go there. But I did have a guest one time, almost guest, who agreed to do the show, told me, hey, here's my number and all this shit. Was real nice, and I tried getting a hold of him a few times. And yeah, I was a little like, I might have been a little pushy because I was making sure he was going to be on. I'm like,
hey, I think I might know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, you're going to be on the show? And he said to stay in touch. And he's like, well, I've been sick. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I gave him a week. I'm like, hey, you feeling any better, bro? Like, I try to be, I know it might be weird to some, but I try to be friendly to everybody. Like, I try to be a friendly guy. I treat everyone like I've known them for years. That's just how I am. So I'm like, hey, bro, like, are you feeling any better? How you been? Like, trying to catch up. I'm like, you still want to do the show? If not, it's okay. And he's like, leave me alone. I'm a celebrity. I don't need you. And I'm like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Well, people added one and one together. They went after him and shit. That's not what I intended. And he apologized and said he was sick, whatever. It was just a weird, fucked up situation.
I said nothing.
But whatever. Anyway, Gorak, thank you once again for doing this show each and every week. What I would love to do eventually, since some of our guests can only be on here for short amounts of time, we might do 2 guests a week on some select dates so that we can just keep talking and bring people on like an actual talk show.
True, yeah. I'm going to another gig soon too, by the way.
You are? Where at? And who?
In Sydney. I'm going to see Polyphia.
Can you do me a favor, Gorak? I hate to be that guy, but I'm going to start doing this too if I start going to shows again. Let's get business cards and hand them out.
Yeah, I just talk to random people. I just tell them about the podcast, and that's it.
Well, I got shirts made. If you want to get one, Gorak, I can give you free the sample version, which is like cheaper price. It's no taxes and shit. I can have it like.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to get this shirt, obviously, but like they're up on the merch shop.
How long you reckon shipping will be like to Australia? Like 2 weeks or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how that works because I think they have to ship to me if it's the sample because it's set to my address.
Oh yeah, but then if it's off the store, like the actual shirt from the store, they will ship it out.
Yeah, they'll ship it out. So if you want to pay full price, you're more than welcome to. I'll just pay you back whatever you paid.
Yeah, I got a PayPal, so you can do for that.
Okay. Well, brother, thank you so much once again for getting in touch with these guys and for being here each and every week. Guys, check it out. We have Wednesday live at noon Eastern Standard Time. I don't even know.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, I watched that movie on my break yesterday. I'm like, what, dude, what the fuck, man?
I watched it, but like I got real tired.
It was good, but it was weird.
I got real tired, so I have to rewatch it again. But
Yeah.
It is Haunted World of El Super Bisto. I know a lot of people that have told me that they didn't even realize this movie existed.
No, because you know, I rented on YouTube, and for like $4 or whatever it was, and some dude was ranking all of Rob Zombie's movies, and they left this one out.
Well, most people do because they're ranking the horror movies. They're not ranking his side projects or any movies other than that. But did you notice like the all-star cast of this movie?
Yes, I saw the yeah. I saw it, and dude, Sid Haig, Bill Moseley was in
Yeah.
it. Michael Myers was in it.
Adolf Hitler was in it.
I know. Dr. Satan was in it.
Well, that's a different version of Dr. Satan.
Yeah, but still. And I was gonna save it for the show, but like fuck it. The main character, right? Do you reckon they use that main character there for Free From Hell for the Mexican hitman?
I think so.
That's what I was thinking.
What else is crazy is did you notice one of the main stars, the robot?
Ah, yeah.
Do you know who voices him?
I don't really remember.
His name is Brian Posehn. He was in Devil's Rejects. He was the roadie that got killed.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, same
Isn't
guy.
it weird that Rob Zombie was doing an animation film though?
It is, but I'd love to see a sequel because this actually is based on a comic book that he did.
Maybe from like years ago.
Yeah. But anyway, let's not go too far into this movie because we do have to talk about it Wednesday at noon. So I'll see you then, Gorak. Stay in touch like always. Much love and thank you for always doing this.
Always, man. My pleasure. Hey.
Love you, bro.
It's a great way to spread it on Tinder.
Right.
Anyway.
And as always, guys, live long.
Without getting anyone pregnant.
Right. And as always, guys, live long, rock hard. Love you.
Stay hard, motherfuckers.
Woo!
I need to make a shirt like